Alright everyone, this is another video of a deck profile. It is a Dragon Ball Super card game deck profile. This one is based around Frieza during the Namek arc, and it deals more with his other forms than just Golden Frieza, like what other decks are dealing with. So let's just get into it right away. Of course, we gotta start off with the leader card. So the leader card for this one is just Frieza, and then on the back side it's Frieza, Metamorphic threat. On the front side, it's an activate main once per turn ability, and it lets you choose one card from your life, so you're striking yourself, and you add it to your hand. And you look up to two cards from the top of your deck and choose one red Frieza Army card from among them and add it to your hand. And then the other card you didn't choose, it goes to the bottom of your deck. And then the awakening skill is the same as almost every other card. It is a 4 or less life, and this one lets you get one card, draw, and one energy to active mode. And then the back side, it's a 15k. And the auto is a draw attack, so when you attack, draw a card. And then this activate main ability, it lets you KO one of your Frieza Army cards in your battle area, and you have to discard a card as well, and then this card gets plus 5,000 power for your turn and your opponent's turn. So when you activate this ability, it becomes a 20k, and it stays a 20k until the end of your opponent's turn. So it's not bad. It's a great way to keep your leader card from, getting attacked more because it has a higher power. And it takes less combo because you already get a plus 5 from the ability. So, less combo means more cards in your hand and on the battle area if you do play a deck with stuff that combos from the battle area. But this one doesn't really deal with that. So let's just get into the deck. So for starters, I will be saying the cards' names and then going to the combos later. So for starters, we're going to start off with the main engine of the deck. Of course, you're going to talk about the main engine. It's how the deck runs. So for starters, I run Frieza, Overture to Battle. I run 4 of him. I run 4 Evolutionary Process Friezas, 3 Frieza Storm of Blows, 3 Frieza Everlasting Emperor, and then 3 Final Showdown Friezas. So let's get into this part. Let's get into the main engine and how it works. So this is the card you want to be getting out turn 3, turn 4 if you can. This is the main attacker of the deck. It has critical and double strike, and it also has the ability to where if your opponent tries to play a battle card or play a battle card with a skill, you can strike yourself from your life by putting it in the drop area and negate that battle card. So you want to try and get this out as fast as you can to stop your opponent from activating skills or battle cards. And it's also your main attacker because it's the only card in the deck that has the most battle power besides this other Frieza, but this Frieza is a blocker. So you want to try and get this card out with the swap mechanic, which is what the Friezas in this deck deal with. So that's what the Final Showdown does. Again, Everlasting Emperor is just a blocker. It's pretty much just here in case you already have Final Showdowns out on the battle area, and if you don't have any other things to swap out to, it's just another level 5 you could swap out to from Frieza Storm of Blows. So again, 25,000 power blocker, not bad. And you only have to summon him out for 2 red energy because of Storm of Blows Frieza's swap mechanic ability. His permanent is where you can minus 10,000 power if your opponent tries to remove this card from the battle area with a skill. So it just goes down by 10 like every time. So not bad to have a strong blocker on the field. This is the Storm of Blows Frieza. This is the last card with the swap mechanic on it because you will be using this card to swap to the level 5 Friezas. And this one has barrier, so having this one out on the field as most of the time isn't as bad because it's protected from skills. And it also has an auto, so when you play this card, you can choose an opponent's battle card with 20,000 power or less and KO it. So it KOs a card on summon, and it has barrier, and it has 15,000 attack. Not bad. Then this is Evolutionary Process Frieza. This one only takes 1 to swap to Storm of Blows Frieza. So instead of paying 3 to raw summon out the Frieza Storm of Blows, you only have to pay 1 to swap out this card for the Storm of Blows Frieza. His permanent is where he loses 5,000 power during your opponent's turn. So I feel like that's pretty balanced because of this card. This is the card that you use to swap into this one. So it costs only 1 to play a 15,000 power card. 1 energy, that is. But so yeah, this card is Frieza, Overture to Battle. He's the first one to start off the swap mechanic. You play 1 for him, and then his swap mechanic is free. You don't have to pay an energy. If you have the level 2 Frieza in your hand, you can swap him out. So you remove him from the battle area and then you play Evolutionary Process Frieza. This card's also good to summon because you can give either your leader card or other battle cards plus 5,000 power when this is played. So it's not bad. So you can summon him out, boost your leader, and then swap him out for Evolutionary Process Frieza. So yeah, it's not bad. That's how the Friezas work. And once I get done with the deck, I'll explain like how like other combos can work with this. But that is just the Friezas for now. And you can't have a Frieza deck if you don't have his right-hand man. So you have Dodoria, the Expendable, 4 of him. And then Zarbon, Hidden Potential, 4 of him. So what Dodoria does is he's a blocker. He's a 10k blocker because it's only a 2 energy. And when he's KO'd, you can summon out 1 red Frieza battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less from my hand and play it. So you can either summon out Frieza Overture to battle or Evolutionary Process Frieza, just so you can get that that swap mechanic off on your next turn after this card is KO'd. So it's not bad. And then Hidden Potential Zarbon, sorry. When this card is KO'd, you get to draw a card and you get to target one of your opponent's battle cards and minus 15,000 power from it. So if your opponent has 15,000 power battle cards out, that's an immediate KO for your opponent, for your opponent's battle cards. So not bad. You want to try and use this Zarbon with this leader ability because again, you can target one of your Frieza cards, your Frieza Army cards, and KO it. So you would attack with Zarbon first, and then use this ability to KO the Zarbon, draw off a Zarbon, KO a card, and then this card gets 20,000 power. So yeah. And then you can't have a Frieza deck without his Elite Commandos, which are his Ginyus. So I run 3 of Strike Force Guldo, 3 of Strike Force Birder, 3 of Strike Force Raccoon, and 4 of Strike Force Jace, because Jace is the super combo. And this super combo works by having 5 or less health in your life area, and if your leader card is a Frieza Army, which is what Frieza is, because he counts as a Frieza Army card, which is great in my opinion. I like how Frieza counts as his Frieza Army and not just Frieza Clan, like how some of the cooler and other Frieza cards are. So the way these Ginyus work is that they search for each other. Pretty much when you play a Ginyu, you get to look to the top 5 cards of your deck. If there's a Ginyu in there, play it. You just don't want to be doing it as much because you might get a Jace when you search the top 5, and then you have to play it, and that's your super combo. So you want to try as best as you can to get either Raccoon, Birder, or Goldo out. You just can't play the card that has the same name. So say I play Goldo and I get a Goldo from the top 5, you can't play the Goldo because of the effect. So they're searching for each other. And I feel like it's pretty balanced because Goldo has Barrier. They each have their own skill. Goldo has Barrier, Birder has Critical, and then Strike Force Raccoon has Double Strike. So it's not bad. If anything, you're probably bringing out Raccoon more than any of the other ones because there's an extra card in this deck that works with Raccoon really well, and it really helps you in the end. So yeah. And these do count as Frieza armies, so you can use the effect of Metamorphic Threat to KO them and get plus 5,000 to your leader's power. Alright, here's the start of the extra deck, or the extra deck, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Here's the start of the extra cards in the deck. This is Paralysis Technique. This is the negate of the deck. Paralysis Technique is a pretty good negate because it also has a special ability where if your leader card is a Frieza army, which again, Frieza counts as a Frieza army, you can target your opponent's leader cards and all of their battle cards and minus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So it's not a bad negate, especially if you have an opponent that's playing cards that that have like 1,000 power or like 4,000 power or 5,000 power, because once you negate the leader attack, all of their cards get minus 5,000. So all the cards that have like 5,000 power and under get KO'd. So it's not bad. So for decks like Announcer, where like play-by-play announcers 1,000, Videl's 1, you know, all the 1-drops pretty much in Announcer can be KO'd with this card. You just have to like negate an attack first. So here is the card that works well with the Ginyu. This is why you're summoning out Raccoon more than the other Ginyus. It is Ultra Fighting Bomber, and you have to activate this during the main main phase of your turn, and it only works if you have a Raccoon on the field. That's why you want to be summoning out Raccoon more than the other Ginyus. And if Raccoon's on the field, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier with 15,000 power or less, and KO it. So that's why this card's really good. It ignores Barrier, and you know, Barrier is a really annoying skill to deal with, in my personal opinion, because you know, they're just protected by everything. So yeah, and it only costs 1 energy. So yeah. And then here is the last extra card. Pretty much, in my opinion, I think this is an important extra card you need. It's Frieza's Spaceship, so I run 4 of it. You're gonna probably be playing either 1 or 2 a game, because it's a field spell. All it does is let you pretty much at the end of your turn, you get to choose one Frieza Army card in your hand with an energy cost 2 or less and play it for free. But it's only at the end of your turn. So you know, once you move to end phase, this effect kicks off. Play the 2 energy, and then you also draw a card if you play the 2 energy. So it's not bad. This card is mostly used for like either the Ginyus to get their ability off to search for a Ginyu, Dodoria because he's a blocker. Next, when you end your turn, you can use him as blocker, which will then, you know, kick off if you use his blocker, and then he dies. You can summon out either Overture to Battle Frieza or Evolutionary Process Frieza. And since again Friezas count as Frieza Army cards, you could use Spaceship to summon out the level 1 Frieza or the level 2 Frieza. So yeah, you probably won't be summoning this Frieza out at your end turn with this one, because again, when you play this card, it gets plus 5,000. So the plus 5,000 wouldn't really be helpful if you summon this out on your end turn. So you're either summoning out Evolutionary Process to like start off the swap mechanic, so once your opponent's turn ends, you can try to start off the swap mechanic. Dodoria for a free blocker, and then the Ginyus for extra cards. And then other combos you can do is like you know, raw summoning out the Ginyus, again searching for the Ginyus, and then playing them and then attacking with them. You wanna, if you're raw summoning out the Ginyus, you wanna go for Birder, because Birder has crit, and you know, leader cards have 10,000 power, and the Ginyus only have 10,000 power. So like in the beginning of the game, if you can't get the Frieza engine, you know, started, you wanna try and fall back on the Ginyus to help deal your damage, so you can, you know, get set up while you're doing damage at the same time. So you know, summon out Guldo because he has Barrier, and then either summon out Raccoon and Birder for the double strike and crit. That's the main thing I do, is I summon out Guldo first, because again, he has Barrier, so you want to keep him protected. You can attack with him if you wanted to, but because he has Barrier, I just summon him out to get the Ginyu search off, and then I use him as combo fodder. I don't really attack with him, I just keep him out because he has Barrier, and to start off the search combo. So that's pretty much it about this deck. It's pretty basic, pretty simple, nothing really fancy besides the swap mechanic. In my opinion, I feel like the swap mechanic's better than the evolve mechanic, because I feel like swapping is more like in the show, it's more accurate to the show, where like they're always switching forms, so you're always like swapping between different forms. So that's why I really like the swap mechanic in the Dragon Ball Super card game. That's pretty much it for this deck profile. That's all the combos I can think of that you can mainly do with this deck. But the main things to remember about this deck is you want to try and get Final Showdown Frieza out by turn 3 or 4. If you can't use the Frieza engine by turn 2 and turn 3, you can't get it really started off, try and focus more on the Ginyus or the Dodorias to start off the Frieza engine. So that is the Metamorphic Threat Frieza deck. Hopefully this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.